For weeks, this elephant herd walked across heat and dust to the same empty waterhole. No water waited for them, no relief from the drought. Yet every time, the matriarch stopped at one exact spot, sniffing the ground, listening, waiting, as if the land itself was speaking to her. Rangers believed it was desperation, but the herd's precision told a different story. Because these elephants weren't searching, they were remembering. And what they knew beneath this dry basin would soon prove that memory can be the strongest survival tool in the wild.
As the first drops fall, the herd remains still. This water means survival, a promise whispered on the wind for weeks. The tap is a sign of deference. The young elephant knows its place within the complex social structure of the herd. Guided by their matriarch, the herd presses on through the shimmering heat, deliberately avoiding the greener pastures. The herd returns to the basin once more, drawn by the promise of the coming evening rains. As the rain begins to fall, the herd seeks comfort near the matriarch. Fresh tracks confirm they stayed for hours, hoping for water. But as the sun rises, the matriarch knows it is time to move on. The matriarch leads her herd back to the dry waterhole, a place offering nothing but cracked earth. Arriving earlier than usual, the herd moves with clear purpose across the muddy delta as the golden sun rises. Guided by scent and subtle vibrations, the matriarch probes the drying earth, searching for the moisture essential to the herd's survival. The older bull scrapes the earth, a careful, deliberate motion passed down through generations.
The matriarch is allowing the calf to play close this morning.
Noted. The interaction is significant given the recent migration.
In this arid landscape, the journey is everything. The matriarch keeps the herd on an unwavering course toward the distant basin. The herd pushes onward, ignoring the shallow pool, drawn by the promise of the great basin. Despite the intense heat and the shimmering air, the matriarch guides her family across the parched earth, moving towards an uncertain future. Here, the youngest seek refuge from the sun under the protective shadow of the adults, a crucial survival tactic in this arid landscape.
This herd relies entirely on ancestral memory during the dry season.
But the drought this year is testing even them. We must hope for rain.
The rising sun brings the herd to the basin. The matriarch leads the way, ever vigilant, and pains. As the sun dips below the horizon on this third day, the matriarch guides her family through the rain-soaked. The herd relies entirely on the matriarch's wisdom.
Driven by instinct, the elephants use their trunks to sift the damp earth, seeking essential salts and minerals.
Despite the heavy downpour, the team accurately logs the herd's position, crucial data for understanding their migration patterns.
Here in the savannah, the matriarch and her playful calf seek refuge as the first drops of the seasonal storm begin to fall. As dusk settles, the matriarch makes the decision to move on, leading her family towards the safety of the night. They return this morning, noticeably more restless. The matriarch, wise and experienced. In the unforgiving midday sun, the herd relies on the matriarch's wisdom. Subtle rumbles keep the...
They're not just grazing. The matriarch is clearly searching for something specific in this mud. Could it be the deep water source?
The matriarch leads her herd across the parched landscape, guided by an ancient knowledge of what lies beneath the surface. The dry season bites deep, but the elephants remember the way. As the herd arrives, the first drops of rain begin to fall.
The rangers must carefully survey the basin's ancient geology, ensuring the delicate balance of this.
The matriarch leads her herd across the plains, drawn by the memory of water. Below,
The ancient maps suggest a deeper spring once existed here, hidden beneath centuries of sediment.
the elephants return with the dawn. The matriarch, recognizable by the notch in her ear, ensures the herd's safety.
Guided by memory, the matriarch brings the herd to the exact spot, a source of essential nutrients during the wet season.
Facing the harsh reality of the drought, the elephants dig deep, revealing the life-giving water hidden beneath the sand.
This is not random, it is targeted. Returning under the moonlight, the matriarch stands guard. Soon, the golden glow of sunrise will warm the youngest calf.
Led by the matriarch, the herd begins the long march across the savannah as the sun rises.
The rangers use simple field checks to locate underground moisture, a crucial discovery in the dry season.
The matriarch uses her trunk to clear the dry sand, sensing the water below. It is a vital skill in this harsh environment.
Led by the matriarch, the herd reacts to distant tremors. In this heat, every movement is
The herd moves as one, guided by the wisdom of the matriarch.
Should we assist the young one?
No, we observe, we do not interfere.
The rains bring new life to the savannah and a chance for the youngest members of the herd to play in the revitalizing mud. Guided by the matriarch, this herd navigates the parched landscape. The setting sun backlight the right.
Under the cool moonlight, the herd rests. The matriarch, however, remains vigilant, ever watchful of the distant landscape. Under the cool moonlight, the team activates the sensor array, a crucial step in understanding the herd's behavior.
As the sun rises, the rangers take careful soil samples, crucial data for understanding this.
While the matriarch navigates the terrain, the young calf takes advantage of the rare mud bath. The herd moves through the silver light of the moon. A faint trickle of moisture, precious in the dry season, draws the matriarch forward.
With the herd so close, the rangers chose minimal disturbance, covering the site and stepping back.
The arrival of the short rains brings a welcome relief. For the elephants, this muddy wallow is essential.
The matriarch senses is something beneath the surface, a moisture trapped by the recent storms.
As the sun sets, the herd moves as one, guided by the wisdom of the matriarch.
The herd works together under the cool moonlight, digging deep for vital minerals. This communal effort is led by the matriarch. The elephants arrive at the precious, newly formed waterhole under the cool moonlight. Guided by the adults, the calf tentatively explores the thick mud, a vital resource as the dry season approaches.
Under the harsh sun and distant storm, the elephants drink sparingly. The matriarch ensures the vital seep is not depleted too quickly.
At dusk, the herd moves slowly, guided by the wisdom of the matriarch, a timeless rhythm of the savannah. Elephants can remember hidden water sources across years, a vital skill in this arid landscape. The matriarch leads the herd in deepening the seep, a vital task as the dry season approaches. As the rains continue, the herd gathers at this vital clay lick, a source of much-needed minerals for the matriarch and her calf.
The rangers had hoped the seismic data was accurate, but confirmation required fieldwork. Look.
The matriarch guides her herd through the newly drenched basin. The young calf revels in the life. Led by the matriarch, the herd moves deliberately through the downpour, a picture of serene resilience.
The subtle flap of an ear, a gentle nudge from the calf. These are the quiet moments of the herd.
The golden hour illuminates the great migration. For these elephants, survival depends on...
The matriarch's wisdom guides the herd across the golden plains, ensuring the safety of the youngest members as the day ends. As the golden sun rises, the great matriarch leads her herd back to the newly formed oasis, a sign of life returning to the basin.
They weren't hoping, they knew.
The rains have stabilized the waterhole, drawing the elephants back. Yet their stay is brief. As the savanna recovers, the elephants return. The matriarch guides her family through the moonlit landscape. Other species approach the watering hole carefully, trusting the presence of the elephants before they drink. The matriarch guides her herd through the revitalized landscape. After the frantic pace of the storm, the matriarch's role is crucial. Having led the herd to water, she now decides the safest path forward under the cool moonlight.
The river basin, revitalized by the recent downpour, provide the feast for the elephants.
The elephants press shallow channels with their feet, creating safer access paths across the moonlit savanna. As the sun dips below the horizon, the matriarch leads her herd to the cooling mud, a ritual spanning generations. In times of drought, the herd relies on the matriarch's deep knowledge of the land, a testament to their remarkable intelligence. The matriarch keeps a watchful eye on the youngest members of the herd, ensuring their safety even during playtime at the water's edge. A gentle rain begins to fall, settling the dust. The herd moves slowly, secure in the presence of... Having quenched their thirst, the herd moves on, allowing the plains game their turn at the precious waterhole. The setting sun ignites the dust as the herd moves toward the horizon. The matriarch,
For the elephants, the sudden downpour is a welcome respite from the harsh sun, bringing with it the chance to cool down and wallow in the fresh.
To keep this ancient path undisturbed, the markers must be cleared before dawn. A silent commitment to the wild.
It is herd memory that guides them to the hidden water beneath the dry lake. As the sun climbs higher, the wet basin rapidly dries. The herd, guided by the matriarch, water collects in the tracks of the elephants, a temporary mirror to the expansive African sky.
In this challenging landscape, the elephant matriarch leads her family across the glistening mud.
The matriarch leads her herd across the savanna as the golden sun rises, a journey guided by ancient wisdom.
As the sun sets, the basin becomes a vital gathering point for all manner of wildlife, united by the need for water.
The matriarch knows it is time to move on, but she takes one last look at the young calf before continuing her journey across the plains.
Memory can be a survival tool. In this drought-stricken land, the waterhole is life. Now, the first rains bring a welcome reprieve, the African savanna at night. Here, the matriarch leads her herd under the cool moonlight, a journey guided by ancient wisdom.
Guided by the wisdom of the matriarch, the herd moves silently across the moonlit plains,